So let's bring in the very latest transfer news. We're joined now by talkSPORT's chief football correspondent, Alex Crook. Alex, good morning.
Good morning, Alex.
Good morning. Nice to speak to you.
Good to have you with us. So what's the very latest you think and you know on Harry Kane?
Well, it's interesting hearing Al there talk about showdown talks. I don't think Tottenham feel they need showdown talks this summer with Harry Kane, because I don't think it's a similar scenario to a year ago when he was hankering for that move to Manchester City. Of course, effectively went AWOL from training, didn't report back for duty on time. Spurs aren't predicting or envisaging a repeat of that. I think Harry Kane is happy to give Ange Postecoglou the chance to prove himself and to prove that this Tottenham revolution can move the club forward. But according to our sources in Germany, Bayern Munich aren't giving up the fight just yet. They are readying a big money bid for Harry Kane, but I think it would take a huge offer to persuade Daniel Levy to cash in on the England captain. We know he only has a year left on his contract. It's a dangerous game for Daniel Levy to play, because he could effectively walk away on a free transfer and join the club of his choice next summer. But at the moment, I think Daniel Levy and Tottenham are of the same thinking of Gabby Agbonlahor. They know that with Harry Kane, they've got a chance at least of pushing back for those European places. Without him, it looks a very bleak picture, I think, for Spurs.
All right, then. What about Burnley preparing for life back in the Premier League? Any incomings?
Yeah, one big money incoming on the horizon. We broke this exclusively on talkSPORT yesterday evening. James Trafford, who's going great guns as part of the England under-21 side that have reached the semi-finals of their Euros, yet to concede a goal. Looks like this will happen. A £19 million fee, pretty much agreed between City and Burnley. Of course, there's a Vincent Kompany connection. And I think this suggests to us that Vincent Kompany isn't going to go away from his principles. He's going to keep trying to play the type of football that served Burnley so well in the Championship last season, because as well as being a very athletic goalkeeper and a good shot stopper, one of the big attributes that Trafford has is the ability to play out from the back. So it'll be interesting to see how Burnley fare. But yeah, a big move for a young player. And crucially, Manchester City also insisting on a buyback option inserted in the deal. That suggests that they believe that James Trafford is destined to go right to the very top.
Okay, so that's an outgoing at City potentially. We spoke yesterday about Josko Gvardiol. Has that moved on any further?
Not really. I think City are readying their offer. There have been verbal communication, formal bid. They are going to have to pay top dollar. Leipzig holding out for around £85 million, as I mentioned yesterday. That would be a world record fee for a defender. And they've already sold Nkunku to Chelsea and, of course, Szoboszlai to Liverpool this summer, Leipzig. So they're in a fairly strong bargaining position. They're not desperate to sell for the cash. I think Gvardiol, on his part, is keen to make the move to Manchester City, as you would be, but there's still a bit of bargaining to be done.
And so many teams returning for pre-season. Obviously, the EFL kicking off in around about 30-odd days or so. We were still waiting for the Leeds appointment of their new managers. So are we any closer to that?
Yeah, this one has been dragging on because, of course, there's takeover talks. The 49ers consortium pretty close now to being named as Leeds' new owners. I think ideally they wanted to get the takeover ratified Leeds before appointing a manager. But as you say, we're hurtling now, not just towards the start of competitive pre-season football, but towards the start of the EFL season as well. And the Championship in particular is going to be really competitive this season. So Leeds know they can't wait any longer. Daniel Farke, I believe, is in the UK, and the former Norwich manager will be appointed in the next 48 hours or so. You can understand the attraction. He's got a proven track record, Farke, of taking teams from the Championship into the Premier League. I think this is also an indicator of a story that we ran a few weeks ago, that Stuart Webber, the former director of football at Norwich, is likely to pitch up at Ellen Road, because those two have a really strong connection.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.